Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, everybody. It's Rod with Pow Group. Today is Tuesday. It's January 28th. Hope you're well. We're going to get started here with the live stream momentarily. We'll give it another minute or so for people to jump on. Last minute live stream, so we'll give it a little bit here and then we'll get started. I see we have a ton of people joining. Welcome, welcome. Make sure to smash the like, all that good stuff. Let us know where you're tuning in from as well. We're going to get started here. Get an exciting update. We could officially be seeing today's the day that the case with the SEC is officially over. So we're going to be discussing that. Is the case officially over? And my thoughts and opinions, and then we'll jump into the XRP chart in just a moment. We got Ron in the house. Welcome. We got Savage Faith. Thanks for joining. Ben, Jam, hello, hello. Glad to join you today. Everyone smash the like button. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, let's get started. As I mentioned, it is Tuesday, January 28th. Hope everyone is doing well. Today could officially be the day. I just posted a video yesterday as well. Could we potentially see the case come to an end this week? And XRP ETFs, all that good stuff. We should really see an XRP ETF anytime. I think we could see a Litecoin ETF, a Solana ETF, perhaps even baskets of them. But on Gary Gensler's last day in office, as soon as the day was over, there was just a flurry of ETF filings. And yeah, I posted a video yesterday. We'll discuss all of that and more. Before we do, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel, all that good stuff. If you're new, you can subscribe, take the bell, you'll be notified on any future content. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. But welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. We'll jump into the chart in just a moment as well. This was the video that I posted yesterday. Ripple case resolution and XRP ETF soon. Last dip before face melting rally. And when Paul Atkins as the SEC chair. So there was some conflicting reports. I was looking online and I asked Grok when Paul Atkins was going to be starting. And it said yesterday, January 27th, but I was doing some further investigating and I believe he has to go through a Senate hearing. So it's probably going to be at least a couple of months before Paul Atkins comes in. So I don't think they're going to want to wait this long. I don't think they're going to want to wait that long until the new SEC chair comes in, actually. I think that the case may be resolved a lot sooner than that. So shout out to Kenny Nguyen. This was the post that was getting everybody riled up here. So Ripple and the civil actions against it have been deleted from the SEC's website. And there was this video here from David Schwartz, Joel Katz on X, 2.6 million views. I'll just play it here real quick as well.
What, you want the TV on? Oh, what's this? What's that?
I want to start by saying I'm sorry for the lawsuit, the back and forth, and everything that's come with it, especially with XRP. I thought long and hard, and I realized I may have overcomplicated things. I could have listened more and taken a step back to understand.
Hey, I was watching that.
Hey, I was watching that. So a lot of people speculating that there could be some hidden message behind that. And, you know, well, what are the odds? Is it a coincidence? We got this breaking news, Ripple and civil actions against it deleted from the SEC's website. You can be the judge of that. Also, another news today, Ondo Finance reported that we are bringing OUSG to the XRP ledger with Ripple. So can you feel the ripple effect? Because something's in the air, and Ripple, in my opinion, like I said, I've said this many times on my channel, Ripple is going to be the most valuable company. It's gonna be bigger than Apple. It's gonna be bigger than Amazon, Google, you bet, all of them. And then XRP, the digital asset, is going to be the biggest. It's gonna be bigger than Bitcoin. It's gonna be bigger than all of them. Mark my words. You heard it here first. So here's the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission website. If you go here to litigation releases, just do a quick search for Coinbase. It comes up. If you do a search for Kraken, it comes up. It's taking a little bit of time. There we go. What about Binance? Binance, nothing for Binance. Okay, now let's do Ripple. Nothing for Ripple. So this is what's sparking the speculation that the case could be ended. And we know that Brad Garlinghouse, Stuart Alderodi, they've been discussing things with Trump, right? They met in Mar-a-Lago a couple weeks ago, and they met during the summer, they said. So overall, and then he said they had that meal, right? And then Stuart Alderodi said, like, the beef, whatever the hell that thing's called. I can't even remember the word, bourguignon or something like that. But essentially, there was some decoding done behind that by some internet sleuths that said this is typically a meal that you eat after a contract or a deal is reached. So that could very well be, I mean, Trump isn't the head of the SEC or anything, or doesn't even, control things at the SEC, but, maybe they were talking about something else completely different, maybe a strategic reserve. And Brad Garlinghouse as well just recently confirmed, I think it was maybe yesterday or today, that he did speak to Trump about exactly that, about creating an XRP strategic reserve made in America. So this is exciting. This is great to see. I mean, obviously, what else can you make of this? Could it be a mistake on the website? Potentially. Curious to hear what everybody else has to say, but we'll want to see official confirmation first from the SEC. But I'm thinking it could be this week. The charts are, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news, and the charts are absolutely exploding. We'll take a look at the chart here, and just across the sector, you can see Bitcoin has reclaimed that $100,000 level. So massive sell-off yesterday, DeepSeek, and the that spooking the market. I think that was just I don't think that was the reason why the markets crashed. I think it was just, there's volatility in the market. We were overheated. If you look at the S&P 500, we had no support all the way to 575. We hit new all-time high at 610 with no daily high or low or trend change. You need to expect a massive pullback. I think that was just, the reason to say why we're down, but it was mostly just technical. And then there was a cyber attack on DeepSeek. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But I think it's just noise. I don't think it's anything to be worried about. And in fact, the dip on XRP, on how quickly that was bought, I mentioned to Power Group private members as well. This is what we want to see. This is generally indicative of a massive move coming. When you have a massive flush like that, and you just lower wick, and the whole move is recovered in the same daily candle, that tells you to expect massive price appreciation just around the corner, and potentially even some major news catalyst, because that's generally what happens before, a huge parabolic move. And if we take a look at the XRP chart here, I mentioned in the Power Group private community yesterday, if we scroll up, so you can see this was 6:21 yesterday. So 6:21 Mountain Time, my standard time zone. So XRP USD, a possible hourly bull flag here so far, holding the 0.382. So this is a classic example. I said, here would be a great idea for a trade for those looking for a short-term one and playing off $3 support. Well, obviously it would have been great to get it around 266, 265, the low. But if you didn't, here's an example of a trade, right? If you're wondering, okay, well, I missed the dip, where could I enter now? And, where would I set my stop? Well, that's why I love using these bear flags and bull flags, because you can either go short or you can go long. But in this instance, it's a bull flag. So you're saying, okay, I missed that dip. I missed the ability to buy. So now when's a good time to enter? Or I'm looking for a quick trade. I love these setups, because you go from the low to the high here, and as long as we held 301, we'll even say $3, then it would hold the 0.382 fib, and then it would just be an hourly bull flag. So you could have entered there. We literally hit 301. You could have entered with a stop below $3, just a very tight stop, risk about 2 pennies, and the target was 324. Okay, now let's scroll down. I posted it today at 6:44 a.m. So essentially 12 hours later, and literally you can't make this stuff up. It played out to perfection. It came within 1.5%. So essentially you would have risked, a couple pennies to make, 20 some cents, right? So that's great risk to reward ratio. So I mentioned that in the Power Group private community, people were given a 12-hour heads up that we were probably going to be around 320. And then look at the chart. That's exactly like I said, you literally can't make this stuff up. We just hit 321, little over $3.21. So like I said, from that move there to the target, we were less than 1% away. So literally you can't make this stuff up. You just take your measured move there from the low to the high, move it out to your 0.382 fib, and there you go. See how we hit $3 right on the money. You could have set your stop at 299, 294 to allow a little bit of wiggle room if that's what you wanted to do, right? So love technical analysis. The chart is absolutely on fire at the moment. What I want to zoom out here on the daily time frame and take a look at is the daily pennant. So it's just been pennant after pennant after pennant, right? We had this multi-year one, we had this multi-week one, and then this one we had, the multi-day one. It was about a week. But one thing that happens when a particular pattern reemerges itself again and again and again, the more that it happens, the more that we can expect it to not play out the same, right? So in my opinion, we had a pennant here, pennant here, pennant here. They all broke bull. So, in hindsight, it's 2020, but you have to kind of think the more it happens, the less likely it is to play out. I know it's like up only season, no sleep season. Yes, but typically, what would everybody be thinking here? Well, we just had a bunch of pennants, pennant after pennant after pennant. They've all been bull. So what's gonna be the outcome this time around? Of course, everybody's thinking it's gonna break to the upside. So what you do is you zoom in here, and you have your pennant, and you would just say, okay, we're stuck. We're bouncing in within this range. And then I like to use the real candle bodies, and that gives you your measured move. So then you just go from the breakout point. So if we would have broken out of it and saw a bull break, then we would have been looking at around a move up to around 360. And then we broke bearish out of it. So you just go here and you go to where we broke out, and it was saying the target was around 265, and we literally hit 265. So you literally can't make this stuff up. But the great thing about this is look at how quickly that dip was bought, right? We recovered on that same daily candle. We opened and then closed higher. So we had a 15% move off of the low, and we broke out of this. That's indicative of a bear trap. That's indicative of bulls very eager to buy the dip. And it didn't last very long whatsoever. On the same daily candle, we broke out of it and then closed back within it. And here we are potentially seeing a bull break. So in my opinion, that was a bear a bear trap. And now we're getting the real move. So as of right now, this is exactly what you want to see, this massive dip buying, just like here. Look at those lower wicks, and then boom, massive move. So like I said, when you see those lower wicks, it's usually indicative of a major move coming. And we had some back down here as well. Here was another move where we came down, tested support, rocketed up, and then saw the real move come after that. So like I said, speculation, the chart just waiting. It's just waiting for an eruption of some sort of news. It's more than likely going to be an update with regards to the SEC case. And like I said, there's very real speculation now that because we can search for Coinbase comes up. Well, I remember being on here a couple months ago, and I did find Ripple, and now it's not there. So we literally could have an announcement anytime now. But chart is absolutely massively bullish at the moment. Like, it's hard to find a more bullish chart. And again, just using this Bitcoin price all-time history price index, you can see the boom and bust cycles of Bitcoin have been very similar to XRP. This is just the inception of Bitcoin's price history and then overlaying it with the inception of XRP. Again, it's not always going to be the same, but they can rhyme, and just look at how very similar these boom and bust cycles have been. And generally when we lag, we see a few God candles and we come back and we start to mimic that same boom and bust cycle. And then same thing here now. We're seeing multiple God candles on the monthly time frame, and like I said, sometime around March, it's saying we could see around $15 to $16. And again, all signs pointing to that. If we use our fib extension levels, again, that's saying around the same level as well. And yeah, hard to find a more bullish setup at the moment. XRP, we just had the 50 and the 200 weekly moving average bull cross, and then subsequently followed by the 100 and the 200 weekly. If we take a look at XLM as a gauge, because generally, XRP and XLM move in lockstep. They're very similar. So we want to see XRP and XLM doing the same things, technically speaking. And what do you know? XLM is right on the money right now with the 50 and the 200 weekly. They're both sitting at 18 cents. So we're 1 penny away from that bull cross occurring. And that's more than likely going to be massive upside for both of these assets. And just alt season really starting to kick into high gear. But yeah, it's looking like this very well could be true, where we could see this. And I'm curious to hear what everybody else has to think. I mean, what else can you make of this other than some sort of glitch or whatever? But I mean, it's been like that now for about an hour, so I highly doubt it. But we'll see. You never know. Maybe we get it at the end of the day today, or sometime over the next couple of hours with an official statement from the SEC. That's what we want to see. Everything is just speculation still at this point, even though it's not unfounded. It certainly looks like this. Very much, I would say, I'd put this at the 80 to 90 percentile odds that it is either settled or dismissed. So let me know what you think. Do you think there's going to be a settlement? Do you think there's going to be a dismissal? I'm in the camp of settlement. I've always been saying since this lawsuit began that I think that we're going to see a settlement. Over 95% of cases that the SEC brings on, I believe it was over 95% of them settle. So I think the most likely scenario is they settle, they pay, whether it's a $125 million fine, they might end up paying it in an XRP as well. And that could play into the strategic reserve. That's one way that it could happen. What else? It could, they might get the appeal thrown out. They might throw out the whole case. Those are some of the scenarios, but I don't think that's the most likely scenario. It's hard to do that when you have a judgment against the company from a judge, right? From a federal judge. So the fact that they have a judgment, maybe, they have to pay that fine, and then for the institutional sales, and then they get clarity on the rest. And who knows, maybe even it goes all the way to Supreme Court for the institutional sales. I'm not a lawyer by any means, so I'm just kind of speculating and looking at all of the scenarios, but it's looking like it's probably going to be something massively, massively bullish for Ripple and XRP, because not only did we see that massive dip buying yesterday, we also have a weekly bull flag that confirmed. So we had our low high. So just like what I showed you on the hourly time frame, if we look at the weekly bull flag here from the low to the high, actually I'll just bring up another XRP chart that isn't so busy. Let's go to Kraken. So if you go from the low to the high, again, we had weekly consolidation. How do we know consolidation was underway? Is because we lost the low of the previous candle. If you look at this move all the way up, each candle's low, subsequent candle was higher than the previous one. So that tells you the move is still going. So on this candle here, the week of December 9th, we lost the low of the previous candle. So that means consolidation is underway. And then if you hold the 0.32 fib, then it's a weekly bull flag, just like on the hourly time frame that I showed you earlier in the video. If you're tuning in late, go back and check it out. But this is the same type of psychology and scenario with regards to this technical bullish continuation pattern. So then you just take your measured move from the low to the high, move it out to your 0.32 fib. And you have to think, like, all these Bitcoin maxis are freaking out, right? Jack Muller's like an absolute idiot saying emergency press conference, like Ripple's trying to undermine Bitcoin, and the US trying to get Bitcoin excluded from a strategic reserve. Like, why else would he be freaking out if he didn't know something, right? And he's probably worried, right? His Bitcoin bags are probably no tax on American made cryptos. Well, guess what? No one knows who the Satoshi, if there's a group of Satoshis, who created Bitcoin, right? Maybe it was China, maybe it was North Korea, maybe it was Russia, maybe it was the U.S. I think it was the U.S. and maybe the United Kingdom in cohorts. That's what I always thought, and kind of thinking the same as Raoul Pal. But that's just maybe we'll never know who it is, right? But at the end of the day, if we don't know where it was created, Bitcoin will not benefit from zero capital gains tax. So in the U.S. There's certain jurisdictions in the world that have no cryptocurrency taxes, like Puerto Rico, I believe, and there's a few others. But yeah, like Dubai, I think, is another one. But this is lining up, folks. Like I said, XRP, if we use the weekly bull flag target, it's saying around $11.70, $11.60. And then again, if we use the Fibonacci levels from the previous all-time high to the bear market low, same deal. It's saying somewhere around there. That would bring us to the 3.618, which would be around 1170. Literally, you can't make this stuff up. And again, the more confluence you find, confluence just means repeated patterns and signals and indicators that are all singing the same tune, right? When you get multiple things saying the same thing, well, you need to look at it, and you need to give credence to it. And same thing with XRP over the Bitcoin chart here. Well, not only do we have the weekly bull flag saying the 3.618, we also have the boom and bust cycles of that. Also, if we zoom out to the monthly here, the first time we had a monthly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on Bitcoin, we ran about 13,000% from the low. So this was the first ever monthly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on XRP. And if we go from the low to 13,000%, it brings us right around $14. So literally, you can't make this stuff up. And then after these weekly moving averages crossing bullish, yeah, I don't think people are bullish enough. So I think this is a very good indication that the case very well could be over now. curious to hear everybody else's thoughts. Let's just see if there's any other news circulating around on X here. Oh yeah, there was the Elon Musk. X is partnering with Visa to create a direct payment solution for X users. Visa is set to become the first partner of X Money and X Wallet. There was some speculation as well that Elon Musk tweeted something about XRP yesterday, I think it was. Maybe it was the day before, but essentially it was only up for like 20 seconds and then it was removed. So things are heating up in a big way, folks. Jumping into the chat here. We got Tra in the house. Brian, thanks, Rod. We got Indiana, Shalom. We've got Savage Faith in the house. We got Wild in here as well. Welcome. Gen XRP, love it. Hogan said the Ripple case moved to the pending appeals section on the SEC website. Did he? Let's take a look at that. Yeah, and that's the thing too, right? If they throw out the appeal, maybe he commented within somewhere. And that's the thing too, right? Like the strategic reserve that they said digital assets. It's not just Bitcoin anymore. Yeah, I'm on his feed here now. Maybe if you have the exact area to locate that, but that would make sense if it did move from litigation section to pending appeal. We should be able to find something that SEC pending appeal. Yeah, I'm not sure where appellate briefs. See if we find anything on here. Cripple Creek. Yeah, there's so many things on here, right? But yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Closed litigation. Not really any way to go there. Stop orders, delinquent filings. Let's see if we can find it here. I'm not seeing anything. Administrative law judge orders and initial decisions. Yeah, if we can find that as a community, that'd be great. That would make sense though. Smash the like button, appreciate it. Click subscribe, sign up for notifications, all that. Yeah, I really do appreciate all the support. Thanks, Savage. Goes a long way for sure. Brad says, when you say bigger than Bitcoin, are you referring to price or use of the crypto? Yeah, great question, Brad. Yeah, obviously not price. Like I don't think XRP is going to be at $100,000 per coin, but in terms of market cap, so just total addressable market and utility. Yeah, so market cap. Well, it says market cap, Brad. Yeah, exactly. Jeremy Hogan said the SEC versus Ripple case is on the pending appeals section. Yeah, that was the second time. So let's see. Is there a way to search pending appeals? It doesn't seem like we just... Yeah, I don't know where that section would be. So maybe we'll get some information, or maybe there's not even anything built on there. It's just like a separate filing. Pending appeals section. Let's see if we can find that. Enforcement and litigation. This might be something here. Enforcement lookup. Doesn't look like this would be it. This is more of the main site, but this is individuals. Yeah, nothing. I'm not sure where that would be or if there's even anything on the website for that or if it's just kind of like a back end thing. Yeah, that would make sense though. So I like coming live as well, try to get everybody's thoughts and opinions. Because a lot of people, they hear this on social media and they run with it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Just see if there's anything new popping up. And like that's the thing too, right? When you see, oh, Cointelegraph's reporting on it now too. I don't know, folks. If anybody, if it came from the horse's mouth, if it came right from Jeremy Hogan, then I would certainly put a lot of weight behind his opinion because that guy knows his stuff. But yeah, bullish Ripple and civil actions against it has been removed from the SEC records. That's what Cointelegraph just posted. So let's just see. Maybe there's something under here. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything from Mr. Hogan there. Start wrapping it up though. Ultimately, the chart's signaling massive. Oh yeah, this was new information that just came in as well. Two new money transmitter licenses for New York and Texas. If you think about it, X just moved its, like Twitter moved its headquarters to Texas. Things are heating up, folks. I'm pretty sure it was X. Where is X headquartered? I'm already in XRP under 50 cents, but if someone wanted to get in late, when would be a good buy in general for it? Yeah, great question. So, what? This is not it. Yeah, that dip down to 266 would have been great, obviously. If you missed that, then it's hard to say now, right? Because like I said, when we broke out of that, we had a measured move of around 66 and hit 65 cents, $2.65, sorry. So that would have been a great entry there. But yeah, like I said, now, from that low of yesterday to the high of where we are today, we're up over 20%. So it's really hard to say. I can't really tell you what to do or what not to do. Like I'm not a financial advisor, but it depends too, right? Like how much, I don't really know your situation. Are you heavy? Are you not heavy? Do you have other cryptos? Is XRP your only crypto? What's your average and your average of other cryptos? And like I said, what's like in terms of your net worth, how much do you have in XRP? In terms of your liquid cash, all of these things would play a big factor, but you have to ask yourself, right? Like I get this question a lot, and we just had a dip down to 265, so that was a great entry there. But I mean, it's still, if we look at where we just were, we were at 50 cents not too long ago. That's still over 400% higher than where we were. So you have to ask yourself, if XRP is going to $8 to $12, on the low end, are you okay with buying around $2 or $3? And if you are, well, you can't really go wrong, right? In my opinion. But you would probably allocate a little less capital to it, right? And then maybe there's some other cryptos, like Filecoin's one that I think, again, not financial advice or anything. I'm not telling you what to do, but Filecoin, there could be a lot of upside in this name. It's one of the only coins that hasn't really run that much, right? And it's still near all-time lows. The all-time low is sitting at like $2.30. So just from the all-time low to where we are, we're only up 96%. So if we were from current levels to go back to all-time highs, you'd be looking at a 51x. So $1,000 into $50,000. Most you can lose is 1,000, and you can make 50,000 plus, right? That's kind of the name of the game. So it was the same thing with XRP for me, right? When we were, down here, it's obviously we're never going back to half a penny or something like that ever again. But even just down here around 20 cents, 30 cents, my average is at 42 cents. but I was able to scoop it up in the 20s. But back to all-time highs, you're looking at a 10x, right? So Filecoin is one of those names where, it could be huge reward and upside with very little risk. So I would just consider looking at other cryptos that haven't run. If you have XRP, XRP is my number one holding. It's over 80% of my crypto portfolio. So I'm, a huge XRP bull. It's hard to find somebody more bullish on XRP than me, but you have to kind of realize that everybody's situation is different. And now that it's at $3, $4, well, that's a completely different approach than you would take if it was at 30 or 40 cents, in my opinion. Hopefully that helps. Well, if it's expected to be at least $5 any time, now would be a good time to get in, says Trial. Yeah, exactly, kind of what I just said, right? You have to ask yourself, if it's at $3 and it hits $8 or $12, are you going to be super upset with yourself for not buying? You also have to say, if you buy it now at $3 and or $2 and it dips down to $1, are you going to be okay with that? Maybe you want to save some money on the side and just in case, right? But yeah, this is why I like to get in before this time, right? I like to buy when there's blood in the streets. Like obviously now the X, Twitter, mainstream media, everything's saying, even Peter Brandt converted and said, XRP is the most bullish chart in crypto. You don't wait for that time to start buying stuff, right? And you might be like, okay, Rod, well, that's great. Like rub it in. That's not helping me now, but I'm not trying to help you now. I'm trying to help you in the future. So in the future, when everybody's talking, like obviously, if everybody's talking crap about, what's an example here? Casper. Well, I wouldn't go all in on Casper, right? Because it might actually be like valid that they're saying that this project could legitimately go to zero. Could it? Yes, absolutely. The base Casper Labs is basically like ditching it and moving into another solution potentially. And whether or not that happens, I don't know. But I don't have thousands of hours worth of research done into Casper token either. And the Casper Labs, the fact that they're kind of jumping ship, that just does not look good, right? So don't just look for the most bearish project and the most, the project that is hated on the most and has the worst fundamentals. That's not what you want to do. You want to research a company like Ripple and then research a digital asset like XRP. And once you see, okay, what's the use case? What's the total addressable market? Is there anybody else trying to solve this problem? And if they do solve the problem, what kind of a solution, what kind of a total of addressable market are they going after? And we're talking hundreds of trillions of dollars. Right. And even if they get 1 or 2% of that Swift volume or, stock, like tokenizing stocks and bonds and real world assets, we talked about this on Martin Lucas Investor Channel. And he said he doesn't like when people say, oh, if they only got 1 or 2% of this sector or this, whatever solution or product or service or whatever. I understand that if it's an established market, but XRP and Ripple are basically they're at the forefront, right? There's nobody else working with the financial system. There's nobody else working with the central banks and the governments around the world to transform the way money moves cross border, right? There's not really any other company to the degree that Ripple is. So if Ripple's at the forefront and we haven't really solved this problem yet, well, then they're the front runner, right? So even to just say if they get 1 or 2% of that is like basically a slam dunk, right? It's like it's a layup. They don't even have to try. They could get like 20 or 30, maybe even 40 or 60% of it because there's nobody doing it, right? If Ripple was a technology company who decided they were going to pivot into e-commerce or personal computers, I'd say I would never use the analogy or the example of, oh, if they got 1 or 2%, then they would have this much of market cap or whatever. Right? That wouldn't make any sense because there's already clear winners, and to take market share away from them, it would be almost damn near impossible, right? Unless you have literally the best business model and product or service ever. But again, there is no leader right now, and Ripple is the leader. XRP is the leader in terms of cryptos. Crypto and Ripple in terms of companies is the leader. There's nobody else, right? To the degree that they're doing it at. So yeah, like to even say 1 to 2% of that is like child's play. Like that should be a walk in the park, right? They might even get, like I said, double digit, or maybe even 20, 40% of it. If XRP hits $14 to $16, where would XLM be? Curious on your thoughts. Great question. So XLM, that would be, so just kind of a similar type of scenario, right? Oh, I already had it drawn. So if we just take a look, so if the 3.618 is $11 on XRP, that'd be around $3.30 on XLM. And if we hit the 4.618, that's around $15 on XRP. That'd be about $4.20 on XLM. So yeah, XLM might be your better bet, right? Knowing what you know now, and given where we are. So we're at 41 cents. If we go to the 3.618, that's a 7x from here. If we go to the 4.618, that's about a 9x from here. So $1,000 investment into $9,000. So, it might be better from a percentage and trade perspective to go in with XLM. And they moved pretty similarly as well. So I'll just get rid of some of these here. So if we go from our fib tool on XRP to even the bull flag target there. So from current levels, if we go to the 3.618, that's only a 2.5x, right? If we go to the 4.618 to $14, $15, that's not even a 4x. So $1,000 investment. So if you put $1,000 into XRP, like this is how you have to think about it too. If you put $1,000 into XRP and we go to 14, $15, right? Like, are you like, unless you're putting in like 100 grand or something, you're only going to turn $1,000 into like, $4,000. Could XRP go to $20 or $30 this cycle? It could on the high end, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to go much higher than that. I would say the most likely, okay, so base case, I think $8 to $12, walk in the park. Most likely scenario, somewhere around that $13 to $16 area. And then high end, we could see 17 to 25 bucks, I think is possible. Like the longer the base, the higher in space, the greater the accumulation, the greater the expansion. We've been in an accumulation phase of 7 years. And this is literally the most hated on project, the most bashed, right? If all of these Bitcoin maxis and Ethereum maxis and Solana maxis, all these other coins and projects, if they're hating on XRP and Ripple this much, why is that? It's because they're threatened by it, right? That should flatter you, right? So yeah, XRP, it might be better to kind of look at XLM as a laggard if you're in that camp of thinking, well, I want to add more XRP. Well, big sister, brother, whatever you want to call it, to XLM, and XLM hasn't seen the move that XRP has yet, and hasn't hit a new all-time high. So if XRP just did it, what are the odds that XLM? I would say pretty darn high, right? I'm way more bullish on XRP though than I am XLM. XRP is over 80% of my crypto portfolio. My second biggest holding is XLM. 86 people watching, 31 likes. Let's hit that like button. Thank you very much. Help the video on the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Savage. Yeah, we got 126 people at the moment, so it's been a great turnout for a last minute live stream. In September last year, what's this? Yeah, I Googled it, moved to, oh yeah, I forgot. I was Googling that. Where did it go? X, formerly known as Twitter, is headquartered in San Francisco, California, USA. Yeah, I just Googled it. They moved to Bastrop, Texas from San Francisco. Yeah, so I guess its own platform doesn't even know where it's headquartered. But yeah, I was pretty sure it moved as well. X moves headquarters to Bastrop, Texas. Yeah, so that was September 20th, 2024. Man, my phone's just exploding here. Okay. Easy, hit the like button. I appreciate it. Cases on appeal section, apparently. Cases on appeal, SEC website. Pellet briefs, maybe. It's not finding anything with Ripple. I don't think that would be it. Yeah, I don't know. It's not easily findable. You think it would be. So maybe it's not a searchable field or something like that. Maybe it's just within the back end, or I don't know. Maybe if you're a lawyer, you have certain clearance or access to things that the public doesn't. But should see some more information on it soon, but I still do think that we're going to see some massive news here soon. We got Noel in the house. Welcome, VIP member of the channel. Appreciate it. We have Ron, a VIP as well. So we'll go through. Where did I think I lost my spot here? What exchange is that chart on? You mean the XRP chart? Normally I do. I mean, they're all pretty similar. There's some that have all-time highs of 380, but the average is 331. But this is on Bitstamp. They're all pretty similar though. Homie doesn't read comments. Obviously, it's moved to the pending appeals section of the website per Jeremy Hogan. Yeah, I generally jump into the chat toward the end. But yeah, I'm not able to find that. So yeah, if you have the link, that'd be great. But Rod, Dubai is a city inside the UAE. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure Dubai has no capital gains. Anything below $10 is still dirt cheap. XRP, XLM, HBAR. Yeah, those are my three biggest holdings in that order. XRP, XLM, and HBAR, and XRP is over 80% of my crypto portfolio. Smash the like button. Thanks, Savage. You're really on top of it. Thank you very much. Hey, Noel, check out my last post. Mods, yeah, I got it. I think we're all up to speed. Cash bonds in the house. You retracted your last comment. Do you mean the comment prior? Cases on appeal. Yeah, I think we got that all sorted out. Trump isn't for MJ anymore. No, it's classic mind games, right? They're being ambiguous for a reason. Crypto, tech, AI. What if you look at media? If you look at the stock market, what has been the overarching theme over the last couple of weeks, couple of years? Every time you look in the news, it's big tech, crypto, AI, right? So unfortunately, MJ doesn't fall under any of those. But eventually, we will take AI to another level with MJ. And once we have rescheduling and all that good stuff, just imagine the breakthroughs you're going to have just from a scientific standpoint of not being on the same list as heroin on Schedule 1, but then hit it with some AI and then imagine some of the breakthroughs we can find and cures to certain ailments and things like that, right? Obviously, got to be careful what I say because I don't want to be claiming health things. But yeah, don't worry, MJ's time's coming soon. Appreciate it, Mr. Mankey. Cases on appeal section, apparently. Yeah, I can't find it, so we'll see if somebody else is able to dig it up when we have a bit more time. Easy to hit the like button. Absolutely, I appreciate it. Everett says, hey, Rod, what's your opinion on XRP chart set on the 3-month level? Yeah, we did confirm an uptrend, so we have our low, high, higher, low. We had an equilibrium here, so we had our low, high, higher, low, lower, high, higher, low, bull break. And yeah, we're in a 3-month uptrend as well. So I don't even know if that's ever happened before. I guess you could make the argument it happened here. And then look what happened after it did break above. It went another 52x. I don't think it's going to go 52x this time. That would put us at like $150 or higher. But you have to remember too, it's the law of diminishing returns. So, when you're at half a penny or a tenth of a penny, well, the upside's insane, right? If you have a market cap of $20, well, all you need to do to double your market cap is put another $20 on the table. If you have a market cap of 2 trillion, well, you need to put another 2 trillion on the table. That's not that easy to do. So that's kind of the thought behind law of diminishing returns, right? I know he moved Tesla headquarters to Austin, Texas. Did he move X2? Yeah. So far, that's what Google's saying. And I remember he did that too with Tesla. I was kind of confusing the two as well, but yeah, it says that it did move. So don't hack me, says XRP, SHX. Never heard of that one. Velo, XDC. I've got XDC, Algo as well. Yep, HBAR, XLM, all those. Super bullish on them. Yeah, I just Google it. Moved to Bastrop, Texas. Yeah, we went through that. I was just asking as a general question for those waiting for another pullback. Thank you for the information. You bet. My pleasure, Savage. Hopefully that helps. But yeah, don't believe me. You're not the only one who's asked that question. So, but I think why are people answering or asking that question is the bigger thing to look at, right? Why are people asking at $3? Where's a good time to buy in? It's because people like to buy things when things are going up. People like to buy things when they go on Google or X and Reddit and all these other platforms and people are bullish on it, right? If they go on these social media platforms and people are bashing it, they don't want to own it, right? Which is when something becomes popular, that's generally when the opportunity has come and gone, right? I've been talking about XRP for years, right? For multiple years. And like I said, nobody wanted to learn about it or buy any when it was dirt cheap, but after a big move, people want to buy it. So I think, we have to kind of go back to the drawing board and approach the market differently, right? And sometimes you just have to let bygones be bygones, right? You miss the move, you need to accept it. So yes, you can still buy XRP, but then you need to ask yourself, are you going to be okay with a 30 or 40 or 50% correction? Because it very well could do that, right? Like look what happened just the other day, right? It went from 340, it was down to almost 22%, right? Some would say that that's like the end of the world, but like a 20% pullback after, 500% move, 600% move, who cares, right? 20%, we're still 436% higher than where we were in November, right? He moved everything to Texas, yeah. In September last year, Mr. Mankey, he has been in office for 8 days. It's coming at some point this year. Yeah, I would agree. I have XRP, Flare, FET, Ton, XLM, Uniswap, and I sold my HBAR. Yeah, HBAR, I'll be keeping that one. I have Flare as well. Very bullish on that one. Is Tilray going to reverse split? It's possible. I don't think so. I'd say maybe 60% it will not, and 40% that it will. Will XRP ETF push this to the moon? Absolutely. In my opinion, it will. The difference is with XRP ETF is XRP is really just starting to gain traction in terms of momentum and price appreciation and just starting to hit new all-time highs. The Bitcoin ETF came out when we were already like exploding in terms of price discovery, right? And all-time highs. So, and market cap was in the trillions. So I think it's going to be the opposite, where it was like a sell the news event for Bitcoin. I think it's going to be a buy the news event for XRP. Let's get 100 likes. Appreciate it. We got a new member. Savage Faith becomes a POW Group VIP. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Wow, you're probably the #1 supporter at the moment of the channel. So thank you very much, Savage Faith Creations. I appreciate it. Moderating as well. So thank you very much. Happy to have you. Surprise XRP giveaway. Maybe another time soon. I'm going to start wrapping it up. An ETF will most likely push the price up. I agree. I think it'd be a buy the news instead of a sell the news. Someone said Trump said he is going to re-criticize it. This is bust about MJ. Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about crypto. Yeah, we'll save. I'll have to do another MJ video at some point soon. I know we got a lot of MJ enthusiasts on the channel, and a lot of people who are interested in crypto are also interested in MJ. So that's why my channel is the way it is. We focus primarily on MJ stocks and then crypto secondly. I was looking at putting 50K into XRP and split the other 50K into Flare, XLM, Ton, and FET. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly not a bad approach to it. I've always said on the channel, I don't recommend putting any more than 5 to 10% of your net worth into any one sector, let alone one project within that sector. So maybe you can take that with a grain of salt and do what you will with it. But yeah, not a bad idea to be diversified, not just within crypto, but outside of crypto as well. Additionally to what I already hold. Oh, okay. Yeah. So again, that's a huge variable and wild card, right? I don't know how much you hold, what your net worth is, what other investments you have. So seems like you're on the right path though. What's your 5-year prediction on XRP price? It's really hard to tell with crypto. I mean, I do think it can hit 3 figures, 4 figures one day. I think, $100 should be pretty doable in the 5-year mark. 10 years, maybe, we hit that 500 to 1,000. But you'd really need to see stocks and bonds tokenized, a swift replacement, all that good stuff. Did the case actually drop? No official confirmation yet, so we want to see official confirmation. The latest update was that there's an appeal section, so it was moved to that as per Jeremy Hogan, but we haven't confirmed that. So as of right now, there's just a lot of speculation. It's not unfounded though. So like I said, we need to see official confirmation from the SEC or Ripple, whichever one. I would assume it would come from the SEC first though. Okay, some good FUD got me. Thanks for clearing that up. No problem. Did the SEC drop the case? You know, I already answered that. So not officially yet, but like I said, there's some speculation that because the case was no longer listed on the website on the SEC, but there was some speculation that it's just moved to the appeals section, but I'm not able to find that anywhere here. So if you go to litigation releases and search Coinbase, like I said, it comes up. Even if you do Kraken comes up. But if you search Ripple, which used to come up, nothing shows. And even Cointelegraph is reporting about it. So they're a pretty big crypto media news outlet. But again, if it just moved to an appeals section, that makes total sense. But I'm not seeing how to find that on the website. So Mr. Mankey, welcome back to VIP. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Happy to have you. And where am I at? I think I lost my spot again. Did the case actually drop? So yeah. What do you think of Toncoin being exclusive in Telegram for transactions? Yeah. So they had their lawsuit with the SEC and they kind of got past that and got clarity. So I think it'll do well. Personally, I'm not a huge Telegram fan. I don't use it, but yeah, I mean, it could have a use case, a pretty decent use case. Is it's going to be always used by the product, right? Like they're not, as long as Telegram's around them, I can't see them adopting another token. So I guess the better question would be, what do you think of Telegram long term? Are they going to have staying power? Which hard to say, but I think there's better projects out there than Toncoin, to be honest with you. And the last time I checked, I think Toncoin was seeing a ton of gains, no pun intended. Yeah, so like we're near all-time highs. So, we're 69% away from all-time highs. And we do have a bit of a descending triangle forming here as well. But heading into full-blown alt season, it's possible that we do negate this bearish continuation pattern. But yeah, it's not looking too hot here. Saying maybe 270 could be in the cards if we do break out of this descending triangle. And it's just the opposite of if we invert the scale, right? An ascending triangles with series of higher lows and a horizontal line of resistance. And then it's just the opposite for a descending triangle. It's lower highs showing that it's getting weaker on every bounce. And then usually the support is horizontal breaks and then you get your measured move. But yeah, I think this is one of those scenarios where if you didn't get it down here, you probably missed the boat, right? And like, yeah, could you squeeze out another 60 to 100% gains? That's possible. Like I said, I think there's other projects that could see better risk versus reward. All right. I learned my lessons from Rod. That's why my average is 52 cents. Thank you, Rod. No problem. I'm always here to help and appreciate the support and glad that what I'm able to do is helping others. So that's really all I'm after at the end of the day. Ever heard of a coin called Veracity, VRA? I think I have in the past. The name sounds familiar, but I don't know too much about it, to be honest. Steve says, no Ripple was not taken off the SEC pending appeal, but the SEC did appeal a lower court decision that partially ruled in favor of Ripple. Yeah, I don't think they said that it was taken off the SEC pending appeal. I think they said it was taken off of the litigation release and moved over to the pending appeal section. I don't think they said they removed the pending appeal, like the appeal itself. It's just that it moved from litigation release to the pending appeal section. So not the actual removal of the appeal, if that makes sense. there's a lot of confusion here, right? And it's easy to get confused when there's so much jargon and they make it this way for a reason, right? It's so that there's a reason why average Joe and average Jane are always on the losing end of the stick, right? It's because they make it so confusing and cumbersome. And like, even when you listen to these hearings and things like that, like Senate committee and House committee or whatever committee, it's like a 10-hour thing and they bore you to death, right? And it's like that for a reason. It's that people lose interest, and it's so confusing that people just kind of forget about it. Why is ETH market cap higher than XRP and has less use case? It's because Ethereum is like, XRP was created before Ethereum, and actually Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, worked at Ripple as an intern, and then he got the idea of smart contracts from Ripple, and then went off to create Ethereum. And there's talks that they, kind of were in bed with China and things like that. But you have to remember that there's the mass marketing machine. If you go to any crypto platform, what's the first thing you see? Buy Bitcoin and Ether, right? There's certain platforms that only allow you to buy Bitcoin and Ether, like ShakePay here in Canada. They only offer Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's no other coins. So it's the mass marketing machine, right? But yeah, I mean, Ethereum gas fees are ridiculous. It rewards the rich, so it's proof of stake. So the more you hold in terms of Ethereum, the more governing you have on the network. So it literally is the epitome of the rich get richer and the poorer get poorer. So I personally can't stand Ethereum. I call it scam Ethereum. I think it's just got terrible shadiness written all over it. And yeah, I bought it, made money off of it, sold it back in 2021. Same with Bitcoin. I sold Bitcoin at $50,000. Never looked back, and then started to buy other altcoins, and now I'm up 400, 500% on average on those. And if you look at Bitcoin, it's only up 100% from 50,000. So I really don't care. Right? From a percentage gain perspective, that's all I care about. I don't care about price. I care about percentage gain. And yeah, Bitcoin failed its initial use case, right? It was supposed to be a transaction, peer-to-peer transaction system to replace cash. It's not doing that. They had to create a new use case, which is store of value, but XRP is a better store of value. There'll never be any more than 100 billion, and every transaction that's done on the XRP ledger burns a certain amount of XRP. There's no burning mechanism on Bitcoin. So it's actually deflationary and better store of value than Bitcoin. But you'll never hear this from the Bitcoin maxis because they have all of their net worth in it, right? Of course they don't want you to know this. It hurts their net worth. But that's why you come here, and I encourage you to go to other channels that seek the truth, not just pumping their own bags, right? And I mean, you can smell it from a mile away, right? Like when people are saying stuff like Jack Mullers, and he goes on emergency broadcast, blah blah blah, like press release, like Ripple's trying to like grow up, man. You look like a freaking kid. You are a kid. And yeah, it's like nothing that he says makes any sense. It's literally anti-American to pick one coin and rule them all. Like, what if it was China that created Bitcoin? What if it was North Korea? What if it was Russia? What if it was some, terrorist group? We don't know, right? And then for him to say, oh, well, Satoshi just asked us to leave him be, and he wants to remain anonymous, so we need to honor that. It's like, if you're an imbecile, can you imagine buying Tesla stock and the founder wanted to remain anonymous? They didn't want to. Nobody wants them to know who they are. Like, can you imagine buying a stock or a company that you didn't know who created it? Like, it wouldn't make any sense. It's just absolute stupidity. So I can't be in Bitcoin for that reason. There's barely any upside left in terms of percentage gains compared to other projects, and it's like dial-up internet compared to high speed. Why am I going to go with the first one that was created when it doesn't even fulfill the use case that it was initially intended to do? And there's better stores of value out there if that's what it is, right? And it's slow, it's expensive. Why would I use it? Like, we have to be real here, right? Not just, oh, I have all of my net worth in Bitcoin and Ethereum, maybe 1 or 5% of my net worth in Ethereum. So I kind of like Ethereum, but I'm a Bitcoin maxi, and it doesn't matter what kind of facts are thrown my way. All these Bitcoin maxis, you showed them the video of Homeland Security meet with the 4 Satoshis. They said it was a group of 4 people. No one will respond to that, right? It's because they can't. They don't want to draw attention to it. So, and that was shared by, I think, Digital Asset Investor. But again, I think it was the U.S. government in a collaboration with another government, probably, the UK. Hey, it is a great channel with great, honest information, and you deserve to be elevated and shared out, Rod. Great job, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Like I said, it definitely doesn't go unnoticed. Steve says, pretty sure it will be dropped soon, though. I agree. I think it'll be a settlement. Maybe they drop the appeal and then they settle. But I think the institutional sales, maybe that goes to the Supreme Court. Um, who knows? But maybe they just settle. I think settle makes the most sense. Back with the membership. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Mr. Manka. I think you were one of the first ones ever. So recognize the name, recognize your support. Like I said, definitely doesn't go unnoticed. Juan says, must just announce the launch of peer-to-peer payments and digital wallet X Money. Yeah, exactly. You mentioned this earlier in the stream. He had a partnership with Visa, making it into a reality. Love to see it. Must just announce. Yeah, I read that. 25 more likes. Hit that 100 mark. Let's go. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're still over 100 people at the moment. Jaro in the house. Hello, hello. Another VIP member. Another VIP. David Castro says it's not removed, just switched locations on their website. Yeah, I wasn't able to find the exact location on the website. I found a bunch of other searchable fields and areas, but not seeing anything with regards to appeal. So we'll see if some of the lawyers and other sleuths can come out with something. But that would make sense if it was just moved. But interesting that Cointelegraph was reporting on it as well, and yeah, it would have been interesting to see if it was moved. Like, after that appeal was filed, did it move? A day or two after that, or like a week or two. That's something we're not sure of, but yeah, I'm sure we'll see some information on it soon. Again, it's just a learning curve, right? It's a lesson to be learned in the future. Don't take what you see on the internet. Like, don't go rush and buy XRP at whatever price it is just because you see something on YouTube or just because you see something on social media that it was removed from a section, right? That's speculation. That's somebody who doesn't really know what they're talking about, right? They're just trying to, be the first to report on it. We need official confirmation from the SEC. It's a great step in the right direction. It's certainly plausible, but we need official confirmation from the SEC. So, but I was getting a ton of questions about it, so I wanted to come on and share my thoughts. But regardless, look at the chart. The chart, as the saying goes, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. And it's looking like massive news is coming soon. I think it makes more sense to me to launch an ETF, but maybe not. Maybe they want to get the update on the case. They want to get a case update, whether it be a settlement, dismissal, resolution of some sort, and then they approve the ETF and then use the ETF as exit liquidity for retail holders. That would make sense, right? Suck everybody in at the top, get everybody to buy the ETF, and then they start the sell-off. That's possible. Thoughts on ICP, Internet Computer, and Caffeine AI? Never heard of Caffeine AI, but it sounds awesome. Yeah, ICP, I think that I'm not like a huge proponent of it, but I think it'll do well long term. It's not a project that I follow that closely, to be completely honest with you. What do you mean it isn't everything on the internet true? Exactly. All right, gonna start wrapping it up. Appreciate all of the support. Shout out to all the POW Group VIP members here on YouTube. And like I said, definitely doesn't go unnoticed. Really appreciate all the support. All right, going into there, we'll keep an eye on the news. Like I said, if anything comes here from other sleuths on the internet, if we can get some official confirmation, that's what we need to see at this point. And yeah, the charts are screaming. Massive news is coming soon. And just based on how bullish the chart is, I would expect whatever the resolution is going to be in the Ripple versus SEC case, I think it's going to be very, very beneficial and bullish for Ripple. All right, thank you everybody. Have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.